Buying a ride-on mower can be a daunting task. There's hundreds of different models and different brands on the market, but how much do you need to spend to get what you need? Now, for any of you guys that are watching us for the first time, you might not know that we actually used to own a machinery business. So we used to sell the likes of lawnmowers, chainsaws, ATVs, trailers, and the list went on. And as we had customers come in the door, they always asked what was the right machine for them. Well, you could have a well-manicured lawn, you could have a steep lawn, you could have long or overgrown areas. And it's very hard to find one machine that will do all of those tasks. As a company, we took pride in selecting the right machine for you and making sure it was the correct fit for your purpose. Now that moves me on to this brand new model. This is the Mountfield 1738H. And if you're looking for a collection machine, or you might be in the market for the first time for a ride-on mower, then I'm going to give you all the advice on whether or not this is suitable for you. In this video, I'm going to bring you all the features of this machine. We're going to look at the cut quality, we're going to cut long grass, we're going to cut short grass, and actually see where the limitations lie with this type of machine. Okay, so first up, let's check out the spec and see what you get for your money. Now, it comes with a punchy 586cc twin-cylinder Stiga engine, hydrostatic drive with forward and reverse pedals, a 98cm cutting deck with anti-sculpt rollers, a sizable 300-litre grass collector, 7 cutting heights from 30 to 90mm, LED front headlights, light up dashboard with LED lighting, a comfortable seat with adjustment, an 8-litre fuel tank, cutting deck wash port, battery charger as standard, a handy hitch assembly to be able to tow trailers, rollers, scarifiers or any of your garden tools, a mulch kit that I'll show you a little bit more about later, and an electronic blade engagement. On top of those list of features, this machine is designed for about 2.5 acres, so your medium to large UK lawns. It's boosted by a 5-year domestic warranty that is comprehensive, so you know you've got peace of mind when you buy a Mountfield product that you're going to be looked after. And let's put this Mountfield to its first test, a cut quality test. We're going to cut short grass and see what sort of finish we get. So let's fire up the engine and get going. So let's discuss pricing. Sub £2,500 machines. At this price point, you'll find compact ride-on mowers ideal for small to medium-sized lawns. You're not getting loads of bells and whistles, but you're getting something reliable for basic lawn maintenance. Just make sure you're happy with manual transmission or simpler features. You'll need to look to spend £2,500 to £4,500 on a mid-range tractor. This is the sweet spot for most homeowners with larger gardens. Between say 1 or 2 acres, here you'll see more powerful twin-cylinder engines, hydrostatic transmissions and wider cutting decks offer 90 to 110cm. You might also get options for mulching, collection and side discharge, plus more comfort features like better seating, headlights and improved handling. You're expected to spend at least £5,000 or more. Now if you have a large property, small holding or even want professional grade performance, this is where you start seeing heavy duty zero-turn mowers, commercial spec engines and cutting decks well over 120cm. And with this you'll get premium features like fabricated decks, high back seats, suspension systems, digital displays and rugged build quality. Spending money on these types of machines is an investment. Mountfield and its sister company Stiga do offer machines in all of these categories, so it's worth visiting a local dealer who may even arrange a home visit to make sure you are getting the right machine for your needs. At time of filming, this Mountfield mower retails at £3,599 including the VAT, which I think is very competitively priced for the number of features and spec in which you get. Done a pretty good job. And there's one thing or one benefit you have with this machine is having the anti-sculpt rollers. You've got 2 on the cutting deck, so on an undulating lawn like this it really benefits because it lifts the cutting deck up when you go over like a high spot. And you'll see on this lawn, you know, I've cut it fairly low, you know, we're only in the end of April, it's pretty dewy as well, and it's really helped because it's obviously, like I say, lifted the deck up. You stop any sort of sculpting on the lawn, so you're getting a really uniform finish. But that's obviously just general lawn area like you'd have in a household. But what about in slightly longer grass? Has it got enough poke to cut should we say, a little bit of paddock grass or that little bit of extra longer grass you might have around your property. Right, let's go and find some, shall we? So let's take a look at some more of those comfort features you can expect from this machine. Firstly, it's fitted with a hydrostatic transmission. Hydrostatic drive gives you that smooth, automatic car-like feel. Just push the pedal and go. It's way easier to control, especially if you're doing a lot of turning or reversing around trees and beds. I've never been a big lover of manual transmissions. They are fitted to keep the machines to a budget, and I can assure you for the extra money you will want to save that jerky motion and your back in the long run. Next, consider the engine power. As this machine is fitted with a powerful V-twin engine, you know that you won't be lacking power under the hood. So that's long grass dealt with. Now it is lush, probably a good, 6-7 inches, something like that. I've had it on the highest height so I don't block up the back end. Now you can get a rear deflector for this tractor, so you take the grass box off and it's like basically it's a cover that goes like this. It's like a funnel, and what it does, it stops the grass obviously going in the grass box, but it drops it down to the ground. And ideally you'd use this on this area like this, so if you weren't worried too much about the finish and the clippings coming out the back, that's what you'd have. And it doesn't cost very much either, so you just chuck that on the back of the machine. But I mentioned at the start of the video about mulching. Now mulching is the principle of cutting up the clippings really fine, and you block up the cutting deck with a mulch plug. So you shove it in the back of the chute, and then what you do is you don't need to collect the grass, and it adds the nutrients back into the lawn, and that is one attachment you do get as standard with this tractor. So let's hook up the mulch plug and go and cut some more grass. Right, let's show you how easy it is to convert it to mulch mode. So all you need to do is take your grass box off, make sure it's empty, and then with the mulch plug that is included, what you do is it goes in the back of the chute, like so, and there's 2 rubber bungees, and they go on the back like that. Now what you have to do is you will have to put the grass box back on, because there's a safety switch on the back which will cut the cutting deck out when you go to engage your blades. It's just a safety feature. But one thing I do like about this machine is you do get all those sort of like extra features that some brands, you know, you would be charged for. So your tow hitch, your battery charger, your mulch plug, which to be honest can run into several hundreds of pounds. So having on a tractor like this, you're getting it sort of free. So yeah. Right, so with mulching you don't want to be cutting as low as you do collect, because obviously you're not then taking the material off the grass. You want enough grass volume for those clippings to disappear into, so you don't see them left behind. So what we'll do is probably bring it down about halfway, something like that. See what sort of finish we get. If we need to raise it up we can, if we want to drop it we can. Think about the size of your lawn. A compact ride-on mower might be perfect for small to medium gardens, especially if you've got tight access or lots of obstacles, but for bigger spaces you'll want a wider cutting deck, something in the 38-inch to 48-inch range, to get the job done that much quicker. Cutting options are another big one. Do you want to collect, mulch or side discharge your clippings? Some models give you all 3, like this machine. If you're predominantly cutting long grass, then a collection machine wouldn't be best suited for your needs. You will be forever unblocking or even damaging the dry belts of the machine from overloading. Vice versa, if you have a manicured lawn, you wouldn't want to see clippings over the area from side discharging the grass. Oh. Now you probably saw halfway through I actually picked up the height of the cutting deck, because I was leaving a little bit of debris behind, and that's what you want to try and avoid. If you're going through lusher grass or it's a little bit longer, just bring your height up and then you won't have any of this trailing left behind. But as you can see, the grass is really good finish. It's nice, it's a nice even spread as well. There's no sort of undulations where you sculpt or anything like that, and I think that's the key behind mulching is, you know, you're putting the nutrients back into the lawn, you're freshening the lawn. I'm not saying you should do it every time you cut your grass. With a direct collect machine like this, you probably want to collect the grass every couple of times and mulch every third, something like that, so you're dragging all that thatch out of the lawn, but then you're piling the nutrients back in as well, and it'll just keep everything looking a lot greener. So at the start of the video, I wanted to advise you if a direct collect machine was right for you, and hopefully this video has answered all your questions. Now obviously this is the Mountfield 1738H. Mountfield also make bigger and smaller machines, but I would say for the area I had here today, it was pretty well perfect. I mean, obviously if I was cutting a lot of longer grass, a direct collect machine like this wouldn't be quite the right machine, but I've got varying areas where I can mulch. I want to cut slightly longer grass, and then obviously I've got the nice formal lawn areas as well. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, there is a couple of limitations to this machine. So if you've got more awkward areas or really tight areas where you need to get in underneath trees and bushes and something like that, then a machine like this probably again isn't right for you. But Stiga and Mountfield again make front cutting machines. They make the Stiga out front, where the cutting deck's right on the front, so you can drive right underneath bushes. And then you've got things like the Gyro, which is actually like a battery powered machine, which James actually reviewed a couple of years ago, and which we'll link at the end of this one. And that's a joystick control, so if you're in an area where you just literally want to turn on the spot, that is absolutely ideal. And we can't finish without saying some positives about this machine. Well, I love the styling. That front grille looks like a bear trying to eat you. There is something about it that is just, ugh, I love it. The steering wheel, nice and comfy. It's a rubberized grip, whereas some on the market is plastic, and you feel like when you're turning, it's just sliding in your hand. It's got plenty of power, and the cut quality is pretty good too. And as I mentioned previously, we will be bringing you some more videos on Stiga and Mountfield products later in the year, including the articulated front cut Stiga and another machine from Mountfield. So stay tuned for that. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, ding the notification bell. We're Machinery Nation, and we bring you product videos every week all about tools and machinery. We'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.